I'll look through the 11th Doctor Chronicles range, starring Jacob Dudman as the 11th Doctor and Safiyya Ingar as Valarie Lockwood, continuing the range from Big Finish. Of course, this is with, today we're talking about the sort of special bonus release, a story called Broken Hearts, which is just the one story. It was released on its own. I think technically it's classed as Volume 4X, or Volume 4, Story 4, Volume 4 being All of Time and Space, which was the second volume in the ongoing run of 11th Doctor and Valarie stories that are more full cast. But Broken Hearts is a one-off release. Looking at the fallout from the previous story at the end of the All of Time and Space box set, Curiosity Shop, which is just a fantastic, heartbreaking story where the Doctor is kind of missing and Valarie puts herself emotionally and physically through the ringer. And at the end of that story isn't on the best terms with the Doctor because of that. And so this story is somewhat of a little bonus release. I believe it was one of the last things they actually recorded. It may have been after they'd recorded the rest of the series up until the final box set, but then they decided to do this additional story. Was sort of the vibe I got from the interviews at the end. And it's a small little thing. It's a 2-person cast in that it's literally just Jacob Dudman and Safiyya Ingar. They're both playing, of course, the Doctor and Valarie respectively, but they're also playing these little robots, recovery robots. They're on this planet where there's no one there. It's a war that's ravaged this planet. Is it a war or a natural disaster? Something like that. I think it's a war. And the Doctor's visited a couple times before as Paul McGann. But then this planet have called the Doctor to come and save them, and he's not come. But it's a very small cast in that it's just the 2 regulars, and it really gives them a chance to bounce off each other and explore the dynamic. There's some really interesting concepts in this as well, like the weather on the planet sort of adapts to your mood and your emotions. So if you're feeling angry, it gets kind of stormy and aggressive, the weather, and it calms down when you calm down. In a story where the companion is not happy with the Doctor and doesn't really want to talk to him and has a lot of choice words to say to him, and you know, that's really effective. This is written by Lisa McMullen, I believe. Is that correct? Yeah, written by Lisa McMullen, and it's just a fantastic script. It's one of the highlights of the ongoing series for me. Broken Hearts is really, really strong. Yeah, I think it gives both regulars plenty to do, but it's not just an hour of the Doctor and Valarie arguing with each other, which is where this subplot of the robots comes in, is that, you know, these recovery robots that are trying to keep the population, trying to find survivors, who happen to be voiced by Jacob Dudman and Safiyya Ingar. They've got a great rapport and a great little ongoing narrative as well. And it plays a little trick on you, a little bit of a narrative sleight of hand with those as well towards the end. But yeah, I just really enjoyed this. I thought that it was very successful overall, and it really solidified the dynamic between the two leads. It solidified Valarie as a great companion. She's one of the 11th Doctor's strongest, to be honest. Do I like Valarie more than Amy and Rory? I'm not sure. I don't know. But I think when Safiyya Ingar gets great material to work with, they are just absolutely fantastic. And that's been true throughout all of these stories in these box sets. But yeah, I think the previous story, Curiosity Shop, was a little bit more showy for both performers. For Jacob Dudman, who's doing all these different voices and versions of the Doctor. For Safiyya Ingar, who is emotionally wrought, and the character's body is being torn apart, and I'm not saying that their performances were big or showy, but in terms of what they've got to do, you kind of can look at that story and go, oh, they're both doing a lot there, but they're both also doing a lot in Broken Hearts. It's just a more subtle, more character-focused story. It's about the dynamic, it's about the relationship, and it really strengthens and solidifies their relationship in the end. I thought it was a really strong story. If you're listening through to the 11th Doctor Chronicles, Broken Hearts is a must listen. Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. A very, very strong story all around. I absolutely recommend it. But those are my thoughts on Broken Hearts. Of course, I'll be back to talk about Everywhere and Anywhere, the third box set. And yes, other than that, let me know if you listened to this story. What did you think of it? Did you enjoy it? Please do like and subscribe and all those things. And I will see you in the next video.